Okay, we'd like to welcome Justin and Mike Thomas back to the PNC Championship, our 2020 winners. Justin, we'll start with you. Welcome back. If we can get your comments on being here this week.
Yeah, very excited as always. It looks like we need to do our anti-rain dance a little bit tomorrow. We'll still make fun of it, and no, it's a very, very special week. It's a nice, I think cap to end the year, and we've really enjoyed it and made a little tradition out of it, and hopefully we can play some good golf while we're here.
Yeah, same to you, Mike. How much are you looking forward to the week, and how's the state of your game after today's Pro-Am?
It was kind of hard to find anything out there in the wind today, but there's going to be good prep for tomorrow for sure with the wind. But my game's day to day, so we'll see. But it's just a fun week to get to play with Justin. It's a lot of fun. We got my wife out here caddying, so it'll be a good week.
All right, questions?
What is your favorite thing about getting to play with each other, and your favorite thing about this tournament?
Go for it.
Yeah, the favorite thing about the tournament is getting to play together. I mean, we don't get to do that very often. When he's home, he doesn't want to play golf, and I teach a lot, so I don't make time to play golf. So this is our week to play golf together.
Is this the last time you played golf? Was a year ago together?
No, I've played in between now and then.
We're talking about together.
Oh, together? Nah, we've probably played
handful-ish, 10, I don't
No,
know.
not 10. Probably 5 times this year. Yeah.
What's it been like for you two to watch the development of Charlie? As this little tyke out here.
Yeah, not anymore.
He's not a little tyke anymore.
Yeah, I can't quite give him as much grief anymore because he's getting close to being able to beat me up. So, it's impressive from a golfer standpoint because he's still 14 and he's still 14-year-old, but he's maturing in the sense of his golf game, and he's more willing to learn. He's open to it at times, obviously, but it's cool. I mean, he's won state championship with the guys. I mean, that's really cool. I think playing on the high school team has been very beneficial for him, and I'm just glad he keeps moving back tee markers because he's
hitting it far.
He's got to lead the tournament in inches grown the last 3 years, and
muscles grown
and weight put on.
Game growth.
Yeah.
So we've been asking each team what the biggest pet peeves you guys have for each other, like non-golf related. So it could be like he leaves the lights on and you hate that. So just what are your guys' biggest pet peeves about each other?
Rattling something in my pocket is yours.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, my dad. He always has a lot of change in his pocket, and he'll be back there doing this. I'm warming up, and just kind of like, you want to stop doing that?
And my pet peeve is that he gets mad about that. I don't really have a pet peeve.
You don't like it when people chew ice, but I know that, so I don't do it around you.
Yeah.
That's great, thank you.
Justin, and I guess the Bahamas, just kind of a filler space, kind of going into next year. What are you looking at for next year?
Where am I starting?
Scheduling and just what do you see yourself playing all the way through the first quarter, if you will, first doing Master stuff, I guess?
I'm going to start in Palm Springs, which I'm excited about. I mean, obviously bummed to not be starting in Hawaii. That's always one of my favorites. But the way, you never know what's going to happen and world ranking and whatnot. But, hopefully it should be good for, to get into Pebble and then Phoenix and L.A. I'd like to, so I don't have to suck up to Tiger for an exemption. That'd be nice on many fronts. But I think a lot of guys are going to be playing very similar schedules, and that Florida swing can get a little. I think you might see some difference here and there. Just trying to. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. That I think it's like that 3 or 4 week stretch before Augusta, maybe. Going to try to look at that and space that out. I'm obviously not too sure yet, but yeah, it's been a very, very busy fall. So this is a nice, fun way to end it.
When's the last time you wrote for an exemption?
Wrote for an exemption? Yeah. Probably. Probably my rookie year. Been very fortunate. I love him to death, but I didn't write Tiger an exemption for Hero. It was probably some other words and some expletives in there, but it worked out okay.
He made you pay a little bit for it. Some extra effort
right.
things.
Tiger would probably never answer this question, but if he and Charlie were ever to win this thing, where do you think it would rank on his list of wins? How would you classify that, do you think?
I mean, in terms of, honestly, like meaning and I'd probably be number one for like special. I mean, you can't, obviously winning majors is unbelievable, and how he's won his majors, but I mean, seeing how much he cares about Charlie and having Sam out here and him doing that together with Charlie and he's kind of watched him grow up. I mean, it would be a very, very different kind of win that doesn't maybe come with the record books and history and whatnot, but I know it would suck for us because they'd really rub that in our face quite a bit.
What was the kind of the meaning for you, as much as your dad jingles change in his pocket?
What the meaning for it? It was when we won. Yeah, it was. It's unique. It's really hard to explain. It's just I truly think it's one of those things. Especially when we won, we started the second day a little bit back, but like you're having a lot of fun and you're out there, and then we birdied I think like the first 9 or 10. We made a lot of birdies, and then next thing you know, we're kind of coming up 16, 17, and it's like, oh, okay, we have a chance to win. And
there's not leaderboards, so you don't know how you.
It's probably something to be learned from that, on my standpoint, of maybe to not get as wrapped up in it. But we're not. We say it every year. You're not here grinding, really trying to not pissed off leaving without a win. But it's obviously nice leaving with one versus not.
It was a big deal to VJ last year. You could tell when.
Well, yeah, I didn't mean that it's not a big deal, but it's more so I think we get wrapped up in the moment of having fun and playing golf with each other. You kind of forget maybe about the bigger picture.
Did you care more about him winning or you winning?
Probably. I was pushing to get him into Kapalua, but it didn't work.
Is there anything swing-wise the two of you have worked on with some downtime? And if you look at last season, what's the best thing you took out of last season?
Swing-wise, I'd say, I think we got a pretty good gist of what we've been working on. The last, I feel like kind of from, Minnesota through the end of the year, I felt like it's been very similar stuff. It's just, it might be worded a different way or thought differently, but it's very much in a similar bag, if you will. But no, I learned a lot this past season. It's number one thing is that it's things are never as bad as people make them out to be. I think at times, I was just a couple of putts, shots, swings here and there away from at least having a chance of making a run in the playoffs. But it's a fine line out here. Obviously, I did not have a very good year in terms of my standards, but it wasn't maybe at the of where the results ended up. But I think we've both tried to do a better job of keeping it simple and playing golf, but also keeping an eye on some things that maybe got away from us. I'd say.
Yeah.
So you think Mike is like back to basics type of thing?
Yeah, I think getting out some swings from his good years, like 17, 18, and kind of putting them side by side on a iPad or computer where we can compare positions of what was then and what was now. And it's hard because your body changes and maybe you don't want to do this, or maybe you want to get back to this. So it's just a lot of trial and error of matching up what things look like before and is it producing those results. So,
Justin, you mentioned you're going to play Palm Springs, and there has been a little concern about the fields for the non-signature events. As someone who's going to play one and maybe might have to some more, did you hold that concern at all? Getting the some of the guys who are in all the signature events playing some of those as well, is that going to be a problem, do you think? Or
it probably depends who you ask. And to be perfectly honest, my schedule isn't overly different than it has been for a while now. At the beginning of the year is different simply just from not being in Kapalua, and then obviously adding Pebble. But as I go through the year, it's not very different. I totally understand that. I hate to use the word concern because I feel like that definitely is a negative, kind of gives it a negative connotation. But it just is it's a good. Everybody still has a great opportunity, and it's based off of whatever it's algorithms or things that the tour came up with, the point system of still winning a tour event is going to put you in a great position. It's going to help you a lot in the FedEx Cup, and it's going to, I think, create for some great storylines, as the season continues. And I still also think that if guys like golf courses, they're going to go play it. I just think that's the fact of the matter still.
So you might play an event regardless of its status because you liked it, or it's been a place you've gone before.
For sure. I mean, Phoenix is a great example.
Yeah.
I've played Phoenix really well, and I think it's a great golf course, and I'm not going to miss it because it's not an elevated event. I want to go to a golf course that I feel like I have a good chance to win at and that I like. I've done that in Tampa in the past. I really, really like that golf course, and I think it's I have a great opportunity to win there. So, I mean, that's one that I'm not sure what's going to happen this year, but I just think a lot of guys, like I said, if they've either had success there or they like it, they're probably more likely to make it work in their schedule versus just throwing it away because it's not an elevated event.
So you have people out there. I think there's a perception that we now have the elite, the A group, and the rest of the tour. There's kind of that perception out there. But if you look at someone like Ryan Harmon, someone like Eric Cole, and someone like you, why aren't they thinking about people who can play into this group and those who, if they have a bad year, they're out? Why do you think people don't look at those sides of it?
I don't know. I think it's the easy thing to do, honestly, is to sit there and say, well, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why are they getting this? As opposed to, I mean, I use Adam Schenk as a great example last year. I mean, he very realistically, I mean, he was like 3 back of the FedEx Cup with like 3 or 4 holes left. And to me, that wasn't a big enough story. I mean, absolutely zero offense to Adam whatsoever, but it's like if you would have put us side by side at the beginning of the year and said who's going to do what, you know what I'm saying? But that's the way that I think so many people look at it. It's like, oh, well, they're going to play in all these events. Everything's going to be great. And it's like, or you could look at it like Adam Schenk did and say, I'm going to play my way into those events. Eric Cole, I'm going to play my way into those events. And golf's a funky game. I mean, anybody can, doesn't matter how good of a player, great of a player, and accomplishments you've had, you can have an off year, I mean, and miss the playoffs just like I did. So everybody's got to work hard, and you have to earn it. It doesn't matter what sport you play. That's just the facts.
You never share your goals with us, but there was a time when you, at the end of the year, you'd go back and tick the ones that you hit. Did you tick any this year?
Did I tick any?
Is that harsh?
I can't imagine I did. At least in the golf standpoint, I didn't put them in my phone this year. I wrote them down, so I need to go back and look and see. I probably should post them, but I need to go back and look at them. But no, like you said, I can't imagine I ticked any off.
You're not going to post them.
You know what? You don't think I? Wow, that's messed up.
One of the things,
now I'm gonna do it.
It's reverse psychology. One other thing, there's a lot of activity going on the alignments and PIF and the outside, et cetera, et cetera. How much do you know? And the broader question is, how much do you want to know?
I think I'm in the middle of both. I have so much respect for those guys on the board and the amount of time and effort that they've put in, and their families for allowing it. Honestly, not allowing it, but being good with it. I mean, it's been frustrating on my end as a player and having someone on the board. The things that Patrick Cantlay's had written about him. I understand Patrick is who he is, but he's beyond busted his ass to get the tour in the best place possible, and for it to be him and the rest of the guys on the PGA Tour board to make things at the best possible place for us players going forward. And I know all of them have done that, but I feel like when I want to know something, like everybody else, I know that I can call any of those guys and they'll tell me. But naturally, they're not. No, they don't reach out to people and say, "Hey, do you want to know what's going?" It's just to be quite frank, they're too busy to do something like that.
But it sounds like you don't pick up the phone either.
What's that?
It sounds like you don't pick up the phone either and call and ask. And it makes me wonder how much.
No, I mean, I have faith and I have trust. I mean, I understand. I get updated maybe from time to time, but I'm, especially last year at the end. I mean, I have bigger and better things to worry about, to be to be selfish and honest. I mean, my golf is, I shouldn't say more important because the future of the PGA Tour is more important, but selfishly for me, my golf is. And I know that those guys are willing to pick up the phone and talk to anybody if they want. They just got to call them, and I just haven't really had the desire to that much. I got faith and trust in them.
Too busy vacuuming.
Yeah. Good job, Dad.
Thank you.